Everything I'm going to be talking about in this video is what has helped me land jobs at some of my favorite companies like the Walt Disney Company, Lionsgate, BET, Sony Music, and a handful of agencies. I had 9 internships when I was in college, and I graduated university when I was 20. I'm currently 23. So I think it's fair to say that I speak from a lot of experience and knowledge that you're going to be getting in this YouTube video. So what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Peter Eagle, your favorite marketing guru, expert, culture creator. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're into an amazing topic today. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to get a job immediately after college. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to get a job after college. I'm in the entertainment industry. However, things we're going to be talking about apply to industries across the world. So if you're new to this channel, our rule is to, whenever you're watching my videos, get your notepad, your pencil, block all distractions, let everybody know that you're about to lock in with Peter for the next few moments, and you're about to get that life-changing information, so you're on D&D mode right now, all right? So everything I'm going to be talking about in this video is what has helped me land jobs at some of my favorite companies like the Walt Disney Company, Lionsgate, BET, Sony Music, and a handful of agencies. I had 9 internships when I was in college, and I graduated university when I was 20. I'm currently 23. So I think it's fair to say that I speak from a lot of experience and knowledge that you're going to be getting in this YouTube video. So take those notes, lock in, and without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing that I will do before even starting to look for jobs is to start to ideate exactly what you see yourself doing. One of my key advice is to just simply go on TikTok or YouTube and look up the day in the life of a technology manager, or a day in the life of a marketing manager, or whatever you see yourself doing. Watch a good amount of day in the lives, binge watch, see if you see yourself in that exact same role that the person that you're watching is in. And this will help you make sure that you avoid getting into roles that you actually regret in the long run by just doing that initial research right off the box. The second thing that I would suggest is intern. I will start interning as early as sophomore year, and this is going to help you A, understand if you really have a passion for the job that you thought you have, and B, get experience and your resume built up at the same time. So really, you're knocking out 2 birds in one stone. You're building up your experience, and you're really seeing if you really like this industry or not, and C, expanding your network and meeting people within that job, within that experience that might help you get to the next opportunity. One thing I used to do when I was in college a lot was checking with my advisor or the head of my school department on a weekly basis and be like, hey, has any company reached out about internships yet? Or has any internship opportunity came across the table? So I was one of the first people to apply on it, get my letter of recommendation, and submit that just so I can get that experience rolling up as soon as possible. In 225 and going forward, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. If you Google right now how many people graduate college in a year, I can guarantee you that thousands and thousands of students graduate on a yearly basis with a small opportunity of job openings. So one thing that's going to help you eliminate yourself from the mass amount of applicants is who you know, who is speaking on your behalf, who is making an introduction, who is making a referral. So your network is going to play a huge role in your next job after college. Now, you might be in a situation like me where you're in the middle of Baltimore and don't have access to people in different states or different areas that you're trying to be in. So one platform I would suggest signing up for right now, if you're not already, is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is essentially the professional Facebook of the world, where industry professionals come together to connect, to share messaging, share insight, connect again from a professional standpoint. This is where a lot of job recruiters, professionals, and individuals in the roles that you see yourself in are currently based at. So I would get on LinkedIn ASAP. Again, if you're taking notes, add this to one of your first action items to actually sign up on LinkedIn. You can go to my LinkedIn to see the type of things I post for inspiration. But the type of content I would share on LinkedIn is industry insights. What you learned from your class, what you learned from a conference that you went to, what did you learn from a project? What is one thing that stood out to you this month? What are the top 3 things you learned from this quarter? I just gave you 5 ideas that you can share on LinkedIn today, right? It doesn't necessarily take everything to be a big post, a big beat. On my LinkedIn, I share just motivational quotes on a weekly basis, just something to stay on top of mind, on top of people's feed. And when I apply to opportunities, the recruiters can go back to my page and see the type of things that I've been into prior to them even considering me for an interview. So once you set up your profile on LinkedIn and you're sharing content, the next thing that you want to do, and again, I would add this to my notes, is have a target list of how many people you want to connect with on a day. So you might want to connect with 20 people or 50 people a day. I believe there's a limit, so make sure you don't reach that limit. However, you want to make sure that every day you're reaching out to a set amount of people on LinkedIn on a regular basis. Now, once you have that number selected, what I would do is highlight the positions of people that you want to reach out to. So again, whether this is the marketing coordinator, technology manager, the agriculture science manager, whatever you want to do based off your industry, put their title into LinkedIn, put the specific location of people that you want to engage with if you want to geotag, if you want to get geo-specific, and connect with them. And then also have a key message. And this is the important part, right? Whether this is in the connection message, because you have an option to send a message when you connect with them, which is kind of like requesting to follow on Instagram. And when you reach out to connect with them, you either have a message to send them in their connection request, or you can just send it after. You could do it either way. But I would say, hey, my name is Peter. I am reaching out as a student at Morgan State University. I would love to learn about your role and what you do at Sony or Lionsgate. If you don't mind, if you have 15 minutes, I would love to hop on the Zoom and get to meet you formally. Simple. And you can reword it, use ChatGPT to refine it. And one thing that you have to remember is that people love talking. If somebody was to ask you right now who is watching this video what you do every day, why you love doing it, we're pretty positive that you could talk for hours, right? So no matter who it is, if it could be the CEO or the senior VP, most of these people's 9 to 5 is just going to work, answering to somebody else, kind of playing their role and going home. Everybody's going to be open to talk about what they do and kind of pass the torch to the next generation. So you don't make shots that you don't shoot, all right? So make sure you shoot your shot, send that LinkedIn script out, and then see the calls that you get. Now, one advice that I would also add on that, to make sure these calls are actually booked, I would recommend Calendly. So Calendly is a link where you can send out and people can book a time to connect with you over Zoom, Google Meet, in person, on the phone, based off of your schedule / their availability. So that way you jump over the hurdle of, when are you free? Are you free now? Are you free yesterday? And most times you never have the call. And that's what normally stops people from building that network, right? So Calendly is what I use to make sure that somehow, some way you get on my calendar and we actually have that conversation. And once you have this call with this person, make sure you stay in touch, follow up, even during personal moments like birthdays or holidays or promotions that they post about. Feel free to ping them and send them a congratulations message, because you don't want to be that person that's always hitting people up when you need something or when you need a job. Because think about it. If you call somebody right now, they're going to be like, hello, what do you want? Everybody expects people to want something when they reach out. When you reach out, make sure that you don't only just consistently reach out when you need something, but also when things happen that are about them. Before we keep going, I just want to check in and make sure that you're receiving a lot of value and insight from this video. If you are, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe and show love to the channel. Share the video out, an undergrad, a brother, a sister, a cousin, son, daughter who was just about to graduate college or might even just be going into college, and make sure that they're taking notes on everything they were talking about on this video to make sure that their professional trajectory is amazing. Okay, so the next thing that I would suggest is attending conferences. One thing that I'm also very big on is shaking hands, getting in person and building that in-person relationship. What I would do is look into all the conferences in your industry, put them on a calendar, try and attend to like 5, 10 of them, whether you can afford them, whether you can get your school to sponsor it. A lot of schools have grants that pay for people to go to certain conferences, and when you go there, you're going to rinse and repeat what you're doing on LinkedIn. You're going there with intentions of meeting certain people, getting some people on your calendar, and picking their brain and building that network. So when you do apply for the job, you have referrals, you have references, and people that can increase your chances of landing an opportunity. The last thing on the list, but not the least, is job placement programs. These are essentially programs that have networks of jobs that are looking for candidates. So some that I had were HBCU in LA and MADE, which is MADE. Both of these are centered around entertainment, HBCU in LA, and then MADE is centered around marketing. But they had a network of companies like L'Oreal, the Walt Disney Company, who were looking for applicants. In most cases, they're looking for applicants to meet some sort of criteria. So whether that's African American for some sort of DEI program that they have, or whether that's students that went to HBCUs youth or students that went to a specific state and they have companies who are looking to hire. I would personally also prioritize those approaches because, again, once you get into the job placement programs, you're lit, you're put on, you're exposed to multiple companies, so that saves you the time of having to reach out and simply put you in a situation where you have options. The other thing I would suggest is maybe having a virtual assistant do applications for you. So if you're one who loves to apply in volume, which I would suggest because it's all about as many as you apply to, I would look into having a virtual assistant do it where you give them the information for the application and then have them apply on your behalf. There's a YouTube video on my page that talks about how to find a virtual assistant, how to train them, pay them, so you can check that out. And lastly, if you're looking for additional ways to make money, side hustles, I do have a resource to help you make money online with social media. The link is in the description, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, if you get my Digital Wealth Academy course bundle, you will have 2 Zoom calls with me, directly with me, not any assistant, not any representative, directly with the individual you're watching now, to answer any questions, to make sure you're comfortable in everything you're engaging in, and help you take your productivity, your professional career, or your entrepreneurial journey to the next level. Again, Peter Ewell. If you found a lot of value in this, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. One last thing, I promise, I always recommend binge watching some of the videos that are already on my page.